Welcome to the Thursday Freakout, aptly named because that's what it is. I'm basically going to freak out about things about ufology live at 10 p.m. for the next, including today, month. It was brought to my attention, and it's not the first time, that I should have a set day in which the podcast occurs. That way people can get into like a series type thing. Always show up at this particular time. It is way past my bedtime right now. I should be sleeping, dreaming about things other than ufology, to be honest. And I don't know, you guys might be like me and not dream every night, but sometimes you want to go to bed at night and relax and enjoy the ambiance of your fucked up brain. But that's not happening right now because I'm here talking to you. It is a Thursday night freakout. It is live on Spreaker.com, which is the only place that you'll be able to find the podcast live eventually in the future. And I'm sitting around just thinking about every possible way that I can make it so that not only will it be on Spreaker, it would also be on YouTube simulcast at the same time. That way you can have your choice, either on the podcast or you can look on video and see the Moonraker make all kind of funny fucking faces and all kind of shit about the news stories he's reporting. I want to welcome Dave. Dave is in the chat box right now. He actually sent a message a few days ago saying, "Hey, I'm going to try to get on here live when you're on there," and he made it. Dave, welcome along to the Freakout. And by the way, Dave, be sure to comment at any point about what I'm talking about because there really is a freakout today. There's a freakout that I'm going to talk about, and it has to do with other podcasts. It has to do with other shows, YouTube, ufology nonsense, and websites. People talking about how we are in the great disclosure. I don't know what are they coming out the closet? Is that what? I don't know what they're disclosing. Who's disclosing what? Somebody tell me what exactly is it they're referring to as far as the great disclosure. There is no fucking great disclosure. Just cut it out. Just stop it. You're believing in a myth. You're believing in the stuff people are trying to control you about. That's the great disclosure, is that you're a big-ass fucking dummy. Sorry, it is a Thursday freakout, and I'm getting a little bit crazy already. Yeah, I am. Gutter has also joined on the line. Another person, blue-collar worker, employee, out there making some money, cha-ching. Gutter knows. And so does Dave. We sit here. The reason why they come to UFO Buster Radio, well, probably they have nothing better to do. I'll be honest. A lot of times, people that chime in, they might be on the shitter, on a break somewhere. But I think that most of the people that log into UFO Buster Radio, it's because they know there is no disclosure. Yeah. Dave just said it. Dave just said we are in an age of misinformation and technology has made it so much easier. But a lot of times, I'll be honest, a lot of times we rely on technology, and the folks that put that out there, they lie to us. They really do. Well, this is what happens when it's live. And I used to have this problem with Big O all the time because I would be on here doing the podcast and talking, and Big O, he'd be watching the chat, which is what I'm doing right now. It's a bit of a distraction. But Dave says he's at the bar, legitimate reason to drink. Yeah, no fucking A. This is a reason to drink. That's why I've got my vodkas in my cup over here, waiting for me to play like a song or something so I can take a swig or two. But here's the deal. I got a news report from today, and it has to do with Silicon Valley. But we're not gonna get into that yet because I want Gutter and Dave to chime in, and anyone else that joins in, to just get in here and talk about the crazy shit. Dave says he would like to know how the why am I saying this? How the fuck do the Voyager probes actually still work? Listen, I don't even know. And here's the funny thing. How many times is NASA going to tell us that these two... Okay, let's be honest. Let's go back. Let's go back to what films and what people who watch Star Trek want to call these. Let's go back to what Voyager 1 and 2. How in the flying fuck are they going to go into deep space multiple times? How is it that you don't even know if they're in deep space or not? And 1 month they tell us the two fuckers are in deep space. The next month they don't. Then they tell us, oh, we were wrong. Now they're in deep space. I don't know, to be honest. I have no idea how Voyager 1 and 2 are out there doing shit, playing fucking records for aliens. I don't know. That makes no sense to me. But I want to kind of propose this to you. This is a technology from how many fucking decades ago? Do we really know they're working? Do we really know? And really, how does anything get out there without Tesla's, autonomous drive? I mean, these things were not built to avoid shit, so how the fuck are they surviving? So, yeah, that's a good question, Dave. That is a good question. How the fuck are these things even surviving, avoiding shit, not getting smashed by stuff? Is space really that fucking empty? It doesn't make no sense to me. All right, but you know what? They're distracting me from my topic of conversation. Somebody take a shot for me, tequila preferably. Here's the deal. So I was sitting around, I was driving in my vehicle, my mode of transportation, right? And I was thinking about a lot of things that I've read lately. And like I said, you guys chime in. Anyone who wants to call in, by the way, 972-290-1329. And if you look in the description, you'll see the Skype handle. Click on it, get on Skype. You can call in the same fucking way. It makes me zero difference. But I was thinking, why is it that there are so many people in social media that deal with the topic of UFOs like I do, and they talk about the fact that we are in disclosure. Literally, you could see them like they are jumping for joy in their birthday suits, in their leotards. I mean, literally, they're like just coming out of the woodwork. Like they finally hit disclosure, and they always point to the Stars Academy and the fact that the military says, yeah, those are UFOs. Okay, those videos, those are UFOs. How the fuck is that disclosure? And that's my question to you guys who are listening today. How is that disclosure? So you're not going to believe the decades of people who have had experiences, who have provided pictures and recordings and all these things. Physical evidence. Evidence on their bodies. You're not going to believe them, but you're going to believe To the Stars Academy and Elizondo's stolen videos just because the military comes out and says, oh, guess what? Those are real UFOs. No, fuck. People see UFOs every fucking day. Just because a UFO was spotted on a FLIR camera from an, $1 million jet, you're going to tell me that now it's disclosure. Well, what really did they tell you? What really did they tell you from what people have been saying for decades? They said, yeah, these are our videos. Welcome, Zechariah, to the chat. These are our videos, yeah. And, yeah, they are unidentified. All of a sudden, that's disclosure. So fuck, I don't get it. Why are people heads over heels claiming disclosure has just happened and it's continued to occur just because they said the fucking things are unidentified? That still makes zero sense to me. I could say shit's identified every day till the cows come home or get mutilated. But no one's going to say that was disclosure. Listen, I'm not going to take any away from David Fravor and the military men and women who experience the situation with the Nimitz. More power to them. I understand it. But you can't take that. You can't take that experience. You can't take the knowledge of those folks who were on the ships, who were in the flotilla for the USS Nimitz. You can't take the folks that were on those jets. You cannot take them and their experience and think that the U.S. military is saying, okay, we get it. Here's some disclosure for you. Because they're not. All they said was, yeah, those videos are unidentified. What's funny is no one came up with a follow-up question. Yeah, Mr. Rubberdicker, military person. And really, it's not. These are not really military people. These are the political people that have positions within the branches of government that deal with the military. Basically, someone should have asked them. I understand that you say these are UFOs. Most of the citizens of the world have said these are UFOs. But don't be a dick about it. Why don't you tell us whether or not, with all your fucking spies all over the world, can you certify whether or not these things are vehicles that you've seen in other situations in other countries? Have you ever encountered these and been able to identify these as either Russian, Chinese? You know, I kind of picked the communist countries because who the fuck else want to start shit with anybody in the free world? Can you tell me, can you identify these? That wouldn't fucking answer that. That would be disclosure. The disclosure would be for the military to say those TTSA videos are not from any known countries on this planet. Bam. That is real disclosure. You can't even question that. They basically tell you, not only do we not know what the fuck it is, not only do we not know that the highly trained military folks that came across that over those several days, not only do they not know what the hell it was, neither do we, and we've never identified these anywhere. But instead what we get is this real dry, fuck, Billy Bob, who's sitting in the middle of a farm, you know, getting his ears of corn ready to sell at the farmer's market, who sees an unidentified UFO, videotapes it, and says, hey, this here was unidentified. Well, shit, he did the same thing that the fucking military did. No different. Why isn't what he said disclosure? And just because the military decides to say, you know, kind of certify TTSA, all of a sudden we're in disclosure. Mind you, this is where, as they say all the time, you've got to follow the money trail. Military says, hey, guess what, TTSA? You got the real deal. Those are UFOs. A few weeks later, hey, TTSA, we're going to offer you a deal. We're going to sign this contract here. And guess what? We're going to make you millionaires there, to the stars, Tom DeLonge. Yeah, we want your metamaterial. Yeah, you call us with our pants down, but we're going to control this conversation here, buddy. That really is what's going on. The narrative is being controlled by the military. They didn't tell you shit when they certified on those videos, other than what everyone else thought it was. What the fuck are those? Question mark, hashtag No fucks are given. That is truly what happened. In the chat right now, the live chat on Spreaker.com's, everybody's kind of like signing in on the idea that TTSA, they're not really a fan of them. And neither am I. Neither am I. There's a question by Dave. Dave says, my other question is now, we want to go back to the moon. Oh, God, Dave, you got to open up those wounds. But after decades, it makes me wonder, do you not have a heap of those Fortune 500 companies? Because we know corporate America, corporate Europe, corporate wherever the fuck you're at, all of a sudden the moon is such a big deal. Actually, he says whatever the fuck they're called are talking about AI mining. Yeah, you know what? To be honest, to that, Dave, it appears to me that the folks that are going to make that mining situation happen is going to be the folks in Japan. I think Japan has shown in many ways in a lot of their recent missions to things like things in deep space, asteroids and stuff like that. I think they are going to be the one who are going to blaze a trail of mining things in space, to be honest. I think they're the ones that are going to do it. India, forget about it. India can't fucking land anywhere to save their lives. So you can forget about it. The U.S. not even focusing on that. I think who the fuck wants to go back to the moon? That just makes no sense to me. So yeah, to your point, I don't get it. I wouldn't go back to the fucking moon. If I actually went there to begin with, why would I want to go back? Now, yes, Elon Musk makes a very good point about the importance of the moon when it comes to refueling for deep space. I get it. Fantastic idea. I mean, we see this in Star Trek all the time. They have these big-ass freaking space stations where ships go in and they refuel, they hang out, get drunk, whatever, have sex with other aliens, and then they take off. I mean, this might be what Elon wants to do. You know, he'll have his own little a brothel in space. But in the meantime, he's trying to sell the idea that it's perfect. You refuel. It takes a lot of fucking fuel to leave Earth's gravity. And what better place to refuel than by the moon? Set up a base. People go up there, set up a moon brothel or whatever you need. I don't know. I don't know what floats his boat, but that could be it. And you're refueled, ready to go. You don't have to fight gravity, and you head to Mars. Loving it. But why, other than that, why would we go back to the moon? There's just no other reason. The only reason would be to set up a spot so you can take off somewhere else. Now, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to land on there, try to figure out if it's artificial, if it was placed there by another ancient alien, whether or not they can find artifacts like, you know who I'm talking about, Pareidolia Pete, Scott Waring, who says there are all these bases on the moon already. Well, shit, I'd like to find out about that shit. Come on. Wouldn't it be great if one of these countries would take on Pareidolia Pete's observances from pictures and try to discredit him once and for all? Set up some astronaut to go sit at one of those craters that Scott C. Waring put on his stupid website. I don't even want to mention the name. They put on his goddamn website and just go on and call him out. Take selfies while you're there. Where you don't see any bases on the moon. Where you don't see alien trains and all kinds of systems. I don't know what the hell is wrong with that guy. I really don't. This is the Thursday Freakout from UFO Buster Radio. It's not just a freakout. I got people in the live chat. I welcome them. If you want to call in, 972-290-1329. If you want to use Skype, look in the description and check out the handle. In the meantime, this song is dedicated to ufology because it's a lovely mess. And it will never get better, unfortunately. I literally just had to get that off my chest about, the whole disclosure thing. And actually, you guys kind of caught me trying to, message. For some reason, right now, I can't even message on the Spreaker chat box. I had to go to my cell phone to try to respond to Dave and the crew. Technology. You can't live without it. You can't live with it. You just can't live, period. Here's more evidence that everyone is trying to get into the ufology, bag of tricks, basically. All of a sudden, ufology has become a gold mine. No one's even talking about Roswell. No one's talking about going into events and conferences and authors of the years before, namely 3.5, 4 years. No one gives a fuck about them anymore because now it's all about the big money. Yeah, big money. The article right now is coming from Vice.com, and actually it's in quite a few different platforms and reporting entities. The title is Silicon Valley Startup is dedicating to detecting UFOs off the coast of California. Now, it's not hard to put together why they're targeting California, thanks to, again, the Nimitz incident. But there's a lot of incidents out there of things like USOs, unidentified submersible objects, and there's a lot of UFO sightings, especially around the Catalina Islands. So these guys who are not light in the pockets, the Silicon Valley, known for having a lot of money, they're getting into it. And the article pretty much says there's a UAP Expeditions is a startup and is made up of former military officials from Silicon Valley entrepreneurs all the way to venture capitalists and academics. Yeah, they're getting together. Shit, that kind of fucking sounds like To the Stars Academy, to be honest. It's like a clone, basically. Somebody cloned To the Stars Academy, and now they're going to be called UAP Expeditions. Who's going to win this war? Leading UAP Expeditions is a lead scientist by the name of Dr. Kevin Knuth, or Knuth, the Knuther. He's a former scientist with NASA's Ames Research Center, and now he's an associate professor of physics at the University of Albany. We'll just call him Dr. KK. Dr. KK apparently specializes in the machine learning and the study of exoplanets. I think he's talking to you, Dave. Dave was just posting in the chat box about artificial intelligence, and oh lordy, here comes Dr. KK, because he's all into that machine learning. And so is the Terminators, folks. That day is coming. That day is coming. And Dr. KK explained that the project has two phases. First, the team of KK Nuts will obtain current satellite imagery of the area. And the area has to be, according to him, the area of the Catalina Islands and southward for about 100 miles, and determine whether or not anomalous objects can be observed. Now you've got to have a shitload of money to get images from anyone else's fucking satellites. That is Silicon Valley. Yeah, Dr. KK and his benefactors apparently have enough money to take images from satellites. That's what I'm talking about. Totally. Here's a quote from Dr. KK. We will be using tracking security cameras in the visual to infrared wavelengths with telephoto lenses, human eyes on the water with the high-power binoculars, and spotting scopes, as well as digital SLR cameras with high-powered telephoto lenses ranging from 400 to 600 millimeters, Dr. KK told Motherboard. We plan to have high-quality drones in the air with imaging capabilities. We are looking into infrared imaging as well as detectors for X-ray, gamma ray, and custom-built neutron detectors, which are designed to look for dark matter. Fuck, Dr. KK, you're the king of sci-fi right now. Dr. KK is going to look for dark matter off the coast of California. I don't know. I don't know what's his point of fucking reference. Did he all of a sudden drop a couple billion on something and say, hey, fuck it, I just made 2 or 3 billion. Let me go chase UAPs, because that rubber dicker Tom DeLonge is not going to get all the groupies from this. Could there be a motivation? Could it be that the people who have all the pockets filled with tons of money have finally decided that maybe there's something to this? Yet again, if you really think about it, and if that's the case, if they're driven by recent conversation, recent interviews, people talking about the shit they saw, you unfortunately have to go back to the Stars Academy. That's just it. Pretty much. We really have to go to where all this originated from. Good, bad, or indifferent. Yeah, To the Stars Academy, when they launched their little organization, they screwed the pooch. They fucked up in what they did. And until recently, they've been fucking up. They're not the organization we thought they would be. They're not the organization that would bring us what we wanted to see and hear. Yeah, a lot of you guys signed up for unrestricted UFO pornography, and what you got was your neighbor's dog humping a cat. That's my analogy. Hopefully that works for you. Some of you might get it. It depends where you live. It might be a kangaroo humping a wallaby. When you thought you were going to get complete, unadulterated ufology sex. But you got just animals in the wild, not even the same fucking species. That is what we got. That's what we're dealing with. But somebody somewhere said, hey, I like this. I like this interspecies mingling. So let me take all the money from Silicon Valley and let me go chase UAPs too. Build a video library so I can have a bunch of people who are hopeful pay me some money as well. There's a lot of plans here. Now, they're not trying to say that they're going to build a spaceship like To the Stars Academy. They're not, trying to teach people about all these alien technologies they've never really confirmed for us that really fucking exist. Right? And Dave says UFO porn. That's what it is. It really is. I mean, some of you can't turn your head from it. You're just like, you're looking, you try, it's like a car accident. You can't stop looking. I can't. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I can't stop looking at it. This is a fucking train wreck. There's bodies flying everywhere. So I can't stop. Neither can you. It turns out there's a couple of other people that joined this group. Yeah, this group right here. Besides Dr. KK leading this, apparently there's some dudes with a shitload of money. One of them is a technologist by the name of Rizwan Virk, and also the Toronto-based CEO of the quantum computing company, Reactive Q. He joined the crew. Another one was Deep Prasad. Also signed up for this. And there's a quote also. I guess Deep Prasad decided he wanted to talk to Motherboard as well. He says, I am personally very excited no matter the outcome. He says, this is an effort that I believe is rare and timely given current events, hashtag TTSA, such as the apparent increase in UAP incidents through official military channels. Again, I mean, these guys, I'll be honest. I mean, we're adults here. We can talk. These guys must be feeling a lot of knee pain. Yeah, because they're doing a lot of favors to TTSA right now. You know, TTSA is getting the royal treatment. But you can hear it in the language. UAP, military activities. Come on. Why don't you just come out and say it? Don't be a punk. Dr. K, Prasad, whatever the fuck your name is. Just admit it. If you had no fucking ideas about this, until this TTSA stuff came out. Now all you see is money, dollar bills. That's all you see. It's a shame. But it really is a continual fleecing of ufology. And I said this about 3 years ago. People that write books, they do videos, they go in there and write about other people's experiences. They regurgitate Roswell like 50 times. Rendlesham Forest, how many different versions of Rendlesham Forest have we come across? Those are the people that fleece ufology every way possible. That's what I like to call a recurring anomaly. And it just happens to be the name of the next track, so enjoy. That is a pretty cool song. I do say so myself. I was looking for a tweet that I received recently from the one and only super sapien Ronnie Dawson. Apparently Ronnie, as I said before, Ronnie likes to go on and get his information out. He'll get on different podcasts. I'll be honest, Ronnie is out there and he's doing his thing, and he will promote and try to get traction for his story. If there's one thing that you can really take in and appreciate, it's his tenacity to just go out there basically against all odds to try to convince people that they really should believe him because what he saw was true. It doesn't always kind of work out for Ron, the Ronster, the Ronnie Dawsonator, because he had a tweet here, and I'm trying to get it. Why do I look up Ronnie Dawson and Ronda Rousey comes up? Is there a connection there? What the heck is that about? Anyway, here's a tweet. I found it. Ronnie Dawson. By the way, if you want to look up Ronnie, go to his Twitter and his Facebook pages and follow Ronnie. He's hilarious. Ronnie Dawson says, the X-Zone Rob McConnell, since my camera imaged this, he can't see anything. I'm sorry, not images. Imagine this. He can't see anything. Is he blind? Yeah, so apparently it turns out that good old Rob McConnell, I think Rob is actually from Canada. Rob McConnell kind of called Ronnie out on that episode. And it's okay. I'll be honest. It's okay if you call out people and what they're presenting. I get it. But at the same time, you need to understand the the crux of what they're presenting, the environment that the incident took place, and the technology involved. Mr. McConnell. Now, I don't want you guys who listen to Rob McConnell to get all upset. Don't be upset about this. But Rob McConnell, if you really came out and said that to Ronnie Dawson, you're a jackass. I just have to say that. You're a jackass. Hashtag true story. Ronnie Dawson, at the time that he took that picture, it was night time. It was dark. Quite a few years ago. And it turns out that he was using a fucking flip phone. Yeah, a flip phone. So if you think that you're going to get a crisp 4K picture video from a flip phone, Mr. McConnell, you are the epitome of a rubber dicker. If that is the plain ass truth, there is no way around it. Robbie Robbo could call me out if he wants to, but I know they won't. I know he won't, and I know nobody else will, because they know I don't give two flying fucks. Sadly enough, like I do with the folks on YouTube, I will challenge them every chance I get. But no incident is perfect, because if we had a perfect UFO incident, if we had crisp, undeniable proof, video, pictures, anal probings, yeah, they could leave some leftovers. If you really had any of those, guess what, Robbie McConnell? You wouldn't have a fucking podcast, now would you? There wouldn't be shit for you to talk about, because it would be undeniable reality. Put that in your anal cavity. That's the episode, the Thursday Life episode for you guys today. Thanks to Dave, Gutter, of course, Zachariah. Thank you guys for joining today. I'm going to do it again, like I said, 3 more Thursdays. And to be honest, if I get more activity like I got today, it's going to be worth having at least one day where it's on a set time so I can get folks to come in here, talk the shit, walk the walk. But Dave, it's a special just for Dave. Dave, you're going to have to call in next Thursday. That is a requirement of the Moonraker. You must call in next Thursday to get yourself ready. I don't care if you have a lot of beer, whiskey, rum, wine. I don't care what it is. Next Thursday, you are going to be in here with Manny Moonraker. We're going to talk some shit. And maybe I can get Big O to join. And the 3 of us can drive people bananas, I guess. The next song, which is the outro, is called Time Is Against Us. There's no words to it. It's just good old-fashioned trap music. Lots of heavy basses. For you guys that have that good-ass radio in your BMW, that fancy Alpine stereo, check this out. And catch me tomorrow for some more UFO Buster Radio news reports. Ciao.